Welcome back, and today I would like to start the creation of some sort of Kali Linux series. In my previous video, I simply explained how to set up Kali within a VirtualBox virtual environment, but in this video, I'd like to show some Linux basics, and if you're well rehearsed with Linux, then this would just be a refresher. Let's start by logging in with Kali, and we have a clear desktop. And let's get a terminal open. And now, I'd like to go over some commands and what they do. The first command that we have is the ls command. ls stands for lists and displays directories, which could be the equivalent to folders in Windows. And we can also use the ls command to display files, viewable ones and hidden ones. Let's start with ls-a. This will allow us to view all the files and directories in our current directory. We have nothing. And then say standard ls should show what's here, but since there's nothing here, let's go back and do ls-a again, and now we see all the current files and directories in this directory. And then let's do list and then a path, and a path would be equivalent to where a file or a folder would be in a Windows system. So we were just in desktop, and we see here when we listed, we see desktop. Our directories are right here, and we can start typing desktop and then hit tab. Oh. Ooh. And there we go. But we know that desktop has nothing in it. So let's actually go back one more and ls again. We see Kali. Let's do ls Kali, and we can see what all is in Kali. So let's move forward. And so there's another way to do this. It's ls-l, and it will list them. It will allow you to view the files and directories in a vertical format instead of a horizontal format. And the L stands for long. We also have ls-h, which will allow us to view files and will show the file in a human readable format, and essentially give you the size of our files. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold here. Alright, moving forward, we're going to look at CD. I just used it a second ago, and CD stands for change directory. And you just watch me navigate from one directory to the next. You should, and even though you can move around and, a graphic user interface way, right here we can go into documents and then go back into Kali and go into desktop, and this is what you would be used to on a Windows system. But in a Linux system, you would really want to familiarize yourself with the command line interface, the CLI. So as you just seen a second ago, I can ls to see where I can move to, and then cd, change directory, into Kali. And then if I want to go one directory back, if I want to go back to this home directory that I was just in, instead of doing cd and /home, which will take us right back here, as you see, we're right back here. We're going to go back into Kali. You can cd ... and it will take you one directory back. Quick pause. So we were just at cd ... But I cleared out for a second. And now I want to take a look at the PWD command. PWD stands for print current working directory, or current working directory, and what it does, it shows you where you are. So if we ls and we cd back into home and we do pwd, it will show us that we're in home. And after this, I would say the whoami command. It lets you know who the current user you are using is. That would be good for lateral movement, and we'll probably get into that later on. And you have to remember, these two commands are usually combined with other commands or in like shell scripts or any type of script that would be used to capture where you are. If you were to exploit a network or a device and gain access, and you're communicating back to yourself, you want to see where you are. You don't want to go into a network blind, but we'll get into all of that. After these two, I would say the mk directory command. It's mkdir, and this makes a directory. So let's go back into Kali, okay, and since our desktop has nothing in it, let's put something in it. So let's make directory test. And now, as you see in the background on our desktop, we have a new folder or directory, which is called test. If we ls, we can see test. If we change directory, we can go into test, and we can leave right back out. For the next example of this, I'm going to make test2, because just like making a directory, there's a way to remove the directory, and it's exactly how it sounds like, rmdir, and let's do test2. And now, remove directory only works if the directory is empty. It doesn't work if the directory is full of things. And I'll show you that with our next command. So let's go back into test, and let's make a blank empty file. And we're going to do that with the touch command. So let's touch textfile.txt. Okay, and let's cd back. Let's ls. Let's remove directory test. Directory is not empty. So the only way that rmdir or remove directory is going to work is if the directory is fresh and empty. And now that our directory isn't fresh or empty, contain the file, let's see what's in that file. And we're going to do that with the cat command. As you see, there's nothing in the file. And our next command is known through every Linux system. There's multiple ways to do this, but the command line text editor that I prefer is Nano. And we'll get into VI or Vim afterwards. But this is the most easy to use. It's beginner friendly, so I will show you this. Hello world, the most common 2 words in programming. And now, if we run that cat command by hitting the arrow key up twice, we see what we just put. And now I didn't explain this, but when you're making something with Nano, you can hit Control X and it will exit out, and say you want to add something into it. It's IT time. Hit Control X, save modified buffer, Y, hit enter. And now, if we go up 2 times on our arrow, hit enter, we see our added line of text. And now, there's more than one way that we can look at the contents or data in a file. Instead of using cat, we could use less. And less is neat because if you have multiple pages inside of a file, a Word file, data file, text file, it doesn't matter what it is. If you have multiple pages, you would be able to use the less command to view one page at a time. And Control Z to get out of that. And an alternative to less or cat would be the more command. And it's like the less command, but it's not as extensive. I'm going to end this one off here. I will catch you guys in the next video where we discuss more into the basics of Linux commands, copying files, moving files, installing files with apt, going over switching users with su, and looking into escalating our privileges with sudo and other things along those lines, possibly get into Git as well. So I'll catch you guys later.